Welcome to the Salesbeat podcast, where we explore sales intelligence in fast-moving consumer goods and how you can deliver against your sales goals. I am Veena Giridhar, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Salesbeat, an AI-driven platform eliminating lost sales in fast-moving consumer goods sector due to understocking and overstocking. Today, we set the scene for the next few episodes of our podcast, when we'll discuss ways and means for brands to win and retain share during these very difficult times. But first, let's examine what is happening around us. This year, most countries already will have experienced not just inflation, but supply chain issues due to disruptions during the pandemic and due to the conflict in Ukraine. These supply chain constraints have led to yet more inflation, leaving your consumers reeling from the impact. Given stagnating wage conditions, consumers are forced to choose what they spend their limited income on. This has forced consumers to switch to less expensive brands in grocery stores. Studies and reports by McKinsey, CNBC, and Forbes have demonstrated a clear parallel to what happened in the US post-World War II. In the years following the war, inflation jumped by more than 20% due to the scrapping of wartime price controls, surging consumer demand, and supply shortages. During World War II, the US had to redirect their resources to fighting a war. Similarly, during the pandemic, manufacturing everywhere across the world had to be shut down or limited to prevent contagion. This directly resulted in shortages of raw materials and have caused the supply chain disruptions that you see around you now. This is one key driver of the inflation. Another key driver is the conflict in Ukraine. Shortages of sunflower oil, corn, and wheat have resulted in soaring prices of any product with either as an ingredient. Due to the pressure these shortages have caused on other edible oils and grains, their prices have increased as well. Soaring energy prices due to the conflict has resulted in higher manufacturing costs, which have also driven price increases across the board. According to another McKinsey report from early May 2022, inflation in the US and in the Eurozone were 8.5% and 7.5% respectively, and this was due to soaring energy prices. But they found that the global economic fundamentals were strong and sound. Your consumer hasn't changed. They have just been hit by a double whammy. Circumstances have forced them to behave differently. But just like the economy prospered in the years following the World War II, the economy is expected to recover and reach new levels in the next few years. But what can you do in the meantime to rescue your sales plan during these difficult times? We explore this in our next few podcasts. If you have any questions or comments, leave a comment here if you're watching on YouTube, and we'll address them in a future episode. If you are listening to this on Apple or Spotify, email me on veena@salesbeat.co with any questions.